So I was through a circle. Doesn't look like a circle, but we can continue. So just want to show you guys 270. It means 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees, and 360. We love it. I mean, those are the coordinates that you should know it very well. Cosine of 270, that means value of x here is 0. So we have 3 times 0 plus 9 cosecant of 270. I told you guys that you do not need to memorize value of secant, cosecant, tangent, cotangent. You only memorize sine and cosine. But you know that cosecant of 270 degrees equal to 1 over sine of 270 degrees. Good. Sine of 270 is -1. So this is -1. So what I'm going to do, can I erase this? Yeah. So this becomes 0. 9 times cosecant of 270 will be -1. Secant of 0, secant of 0 degree equal to 1 over cosecant of 0 degree. K1. Cosine of 0 degree. Cosine of 0 degree is 1. The answer is 1. I put 1 here. Now what's the answer?
-1.
Yes, so -9 times, this is going to be 0. 9 times -1 is -9 plus 8 is -1. So last class, I told you guys that do not freak out. The foundation, if you understand the unit circle, a little bit of algebra, you're good. So let's have another homework question. The terminal side. So each keyword here, each word should make sense to you guys. The terminal side of angle. So we learned this is the initial side, and this is the ending going to be terminal side. Good. Of theta is a standard position. What is the standard position? We go this direction, is plus. Passing through the point -3 and -6. Use the figure, find the following value. They're saying what is R? So see how they worded. We have, this is the initial side. That's a terminal side. They're saying this angle here, this is theta. Good, I'm just repeating it. The point here is -3, -6. And they're asking us, what is the value of R? Who can solve this? I can ask Elizabeth. I'm sure she can do it.
Yeah, just 1 second.
You're taking your calculator up?
No, I'm doing the math. It's square root of 45.
Square root of 45. Anybody else?
I got the same thing, but I reduced it to 3 radical 5.
I love this more. If this is true, I love this more. However, Elizabeth has a calculator that can simplify that. Anybody else got different? Joshua?
No, I agree with this answers.
Say again.
I agree with the answers.
Okay. All right, so even if the question, they don't give us this -3 and this -6, correct? Only tells us that information here, -3, -6. So you should know if this point here is -3, -6. I mean, x is -3, y is -6. I mean, x is -3, y is -6. We are looking for r. We are dealing with the right triangle. So that means Pythagorean theorem should work. -3 squared plus -6 squared equal to r squared. Good. This is 9. This is 36. You add them, you get 45. R squared equal to 45. Here, you guys need to take this one to some different level. Before you sell it in Amazon or sell it, you need to know if is final answer. I know you got r squared equal to 45. They ask us what is r. R will be plus minus root 45. Anytime we make a square roots, we add plus minus. That's algebraically. But because we are dealing with r, the radius never going to be negative. So never do the negative for r. So this negative will go. So now the question is, should I leave it like this or not? So you need to spend like little time. Root 45 is not perfect square. That means it's not 9, 25, or 100, or 81. And it's not prime. If you simplify this one, this is same as, looks like 5 times 9, and 9 is 3 times 3. So one pair of number gonna go outside, which is here, and the single number 5, it will go inside. So 3 root 5 is correct. Any question here? So there are so many steps that you guys might do a mistake in exam. If you leave it like this, you'll be so excited because you find that you have to use Pythagorean theorem. And if you leave it like this, it's not right. And if you leave it like this, if you use plus minus, it's not right. No question here? I think this is what Yvette asking. Correct, Yvette?
Yeah.
There was secant or tangent for you.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, it was secant.
I don't want to solve the question. Okay, let's do this one. So one more time, you know the basic, but the way we word you be challenging guys. So your job is to break it down as much as possible and don't give up. So we have a circle, unit circle, whatever. That's the circle. Elizabeth goes. Okay. Then we have a line, another line. This is 0, 90 degrees, 180, 270, 360 degrees. So now let's read the question. The question is about secant of, is secant. I don't like secant. I can just, instead of writing secant of 2n plus 1, I said 2n, I write 2x. 2n plus 1 times 180 degrees. I would like to write 1 over cosine of 2n plus 1 times 180. Any problem with this? So this is an equal sign. Good, because we know secant is 1 over cosine. So if I answer this and I put it there, you should get the answer for the question. So I'm gonna rewrite, okay, I'm gonna rewrite it again. So I am looking for cosine of 2n plus 1 times 180. Okay, let's read the question. If n is an integer, okay, that makes sense. N multiplied by 180 represent the integer multiplied by 180. So for example, 1 times 180 give us 180. It's going to be here, 180. If we say 2 times, integer is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 180, it goes 360, we come here. 3 times 180 will go 180, 280, 380. So I will end up being here. So far I was here, I was there. If it's a 4 times 180, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. I come here. So it looks like for the even, I will be end up being here. For odd, I will be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is only for n times 180. If the 2n plus 1 times 90, here what's going to happen? This is represent an odd. For example, look at 2 times n plus 1 times 90. If n equal to 1 or n equal to 0, what do I get? I get just 90. 1 times 90. If n equal to 1, if I put 1 here, 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3, is 3 times 190. So n equal to 2, I get 5 times 190. So I get all the odd. This is 1, correct, times 90. And 3 times 90 will going to be 190, 290, 390. So it's going to end up being here or here. Are you guys confused enough? Does that make sense? What's happening here?
You lost me on that. Can you go over it one more time?
Sure. So that's the good thing. I lost you guys. If I erase this. Erasing is fun. It's fun. So in algebra, we have I mean, here they just give us some information that 2n plus 1, this represents an odd number. For example, if you put nothing to do with this 90 degree or 180, nothing to do with the algebra. If you plug n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you plug this for this n, the output going to be our odd number. If I plug 0, I'm going to have 2 times 0 plus 1, it gives me 1. This is odd. If I plug 1 with 2 times 1 plus 1, it will be 3. This is odd. If I put 2 times 2 plus 1, it gives me 5. So this will give me an infinite number of odd number. Good. So this is 2n plus 1. And n times 180, so it just gives me multiple of 180. So we're okay with that. Now, the question is, determine whether the expression is equal to 0, 1, negative 1. So I'm gonna erase this. So what is our question? If I ask you guys, what is cosine of 180 degrees? What is the answer?
-1.
This coordinate, the -1 is -1. What is cosine of 0?
1.
1. What is cosine of 90 degrees? 0. Cosine of 270 is 0, 2. So here is 0, here is 0. Agree? So this question, it tells us if the angle is like this. So we know it's multiplied by 180. Agree? So we know our theta, if n equal to 0, we have cosine of 2 times 0 plus 1 multiplied by 180. 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, so 1 times 180. It will be cosine of 180. The answer will be -1. Good. Because we are dealing with n, so the answer is going to be, this is going to be theta, and cosine of that is -1. What about n equal to 1? What do we get? If n equal to 1, 2n plus 1 gives us 3. Then we are looking for cosine of 3 times 180. 3 times 180 is, I think, 540. Is cosine of 540 degrees. 540 degrees, you can find it, or here you can just see 3 times 180. This is 180. This is 2 180. And this one is 3 180. So where is the terminal side? Again, on this side. What's the value of cosine? -1 again. So again, we got -1, or cosine of 540 is -1. What about if n equal to 2? If n equal to 2, we're going to get cosine of 5 times 180. 5 times 180 is 900. You don't want to say 900 because we already in the factor form. We're gonna go like this. This is 180. Does that make sense when I do this? I said 180 or not?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
So
it
this
does
is
it.
another one, which is makes it 360. Another one, 540, I think. This is 3, that's 4, and this 5. So again, I end up being at this terminal side. What's the value of cosine? -1. So again, the value is -1. So it doesn't matter what n is. If n is 100, if you put 100 here, 2 times 100 is 200 plus 1 will be 201, which is an odd number. Odd number, if you do 201, 180, it will go here again. Again, the answer is going to be -1. So, Yvette, tell me what should I put here? What number should I put here? Should I put 0, 1, or -1?
-1.
So now we have 1 over -1. The answer is -1. So we did for cosine, correct? Then reciprocal of that. Does that make sense or no?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
good. Okay. So again, this, I mean, if instead of 2n plus 1, I just put 3, 5, or 7, or 9, you could solve it easily. But we are making it challenging. Not challenging, I mean, a little more advanced. So now you know this. Let's have another homework question. Elizabeth, does that make sense?
I don't get it at all, but that's okay. I think I just have to practice.
You didn't, I mean, you didn't follow me? You didn't?
No, I was following you. I'm not getting it.
Okay. But I mean, those things are the brand new topic is acceptable to be little difficult and hard to digest. So you guys need to do it in your own word and explain to yourself how it works. But I would be happy to explain again. What about this question? An equation shown below for terminal side. So we have an equation here. This is equation. We have 4x minus 8y equal to 0. Happens to be linear, a line. And also they said x greater than equal to 0. So we have some domain here. An equation standard position is given with restriction x. Again, so we have terminal side. In your note sheet, this is initial side. This is the terminal side, correct? Standard goes up positively. Given with the restriction on x, what does it mean? That means x should be positive. Here on the first quadrant, x is positive. Also on the fourth quadrant, x is positive, correct? Sketch the least positive such angle theta and find the value of 6 trigonometric function. I don't see a 6 trigonometric function here.
Usually unlock like as you answer one question, like one part, then the next one unlocks, then the next one unlocks as you get them right.
Oh. Okay, finding the 6 trigonometric functions, that means we are looking for sine theta. We are looking for cosine theta, tangent theta, cotangent of theta, secant of theta, and cosecant of theta. Cool. First, pick which one is it. So our equation is 4x minus 8y equal to 0. This is a line. This is in form of y equal, if you make it to y equal to mx plus b, then life is much easier. So let's do that. I'm going to say negative 8y equal to negative 4x. Then from here, I'm going to divide it by negative 8. Then y will be equal to 1/2 of x. All right. So I made this. Now we need to graph this. We have two ways to graph it. One way is slope on y-intercept. Another one, make a table. So this is x, that's y. X is 0. Please stop me if I'm going fast. Y will be 0, bigger 0, because I go slow. So 0, 0 will be here. If x equal to 2, what is y?
One.
If x equal to 2, if you plug 2 here, it will be 1/2 times 2, it will be 1. So it will be 2 and 1. So the line, this is a graph of 4x minus 8y equal to 0. But we have some restriction. They said x should be greater than 0. So we don't accept this part. So now which one you think it is? Is it A, B, or C?
B.
Yeah, that's it. So y equal to 1/2 of x. For example, so this is for if this is 6, this is going to be 3. Good. Then what is R? So we use Pythagorean theorem, correct? To
So
find R.
again, oh, you can go. It's fine.
Tell me, Karen.
It's again radical 45, so it's 3 radical 5.
Really? Interesting. Yes, I told you guys that you will see repeated numbers in this course, a lot. I mean, usually you see radical 8 so many times, but now we are dealing with radical 45. So we have 3 squared plus 6 squared equal to R squared. We have 9 plus 36 equal to R squared. 45 equal to R squared. Our beautiful R is 3 root 5. So now we have X, Y, and R. What is sine of theta? Sine of
Three.
theta, we learn on the right triangle, if this is theta, is opposite over hypotenuse, correct? Opposite here is 3, this is 6, that's 3 root 5. It will be 3 over 3 root 5 equal to 1 over root 5. You irrationalize it by root 5. Root 5, it will be root 5 over 5. So sine of theta, those properties that we learned for the right triangle, like sine is opposite over hypotenuse, or cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. You can learn it like this, or if you label this one y, this is x, and that's r, is much easier, as Yvette said last time. Sine of theta will be y over r, and cosine theta is x over r. If you remember, if you memorize this, it would be much easier. That, I mean, we're gonna learn to don't use this anymore, to use y and x and r. Any question here? What is cosine of theta?
Two square root 5 over 5.
So cosine of theta will be x over r, which is 6 over 3 root 5. This gives us 2 over root 5 multiplied by root 5 equal to 2 root 5 over. Please stop me if that doesn't make sense. What about tangents? So when we have sine and cosine, the rest will be easy, correct? Because there's a formula for it. What is tangent? So tangent of theta equal to sine theta over cosine theta. But using sine theta, which is radical 5 over 5, and cosine theta, which is 2 root 5 over 5, we get so many fraction and radical. We learned that sine of theta is y over r, and cosine theta is x over r. Tangent theta, so if you put like a y over r here and x over r will cancel. So from now on, tangent will be y over x. So memorize it, put in your note sheet. So y over x. which in this case is 3/6 is 1/2. So tangent to 1/2. What is cotangent of theta, Karen?
I think it's R over, I don't know, I forgot.
No. We know when we have tangents, what is the relation between cotangent of tangents? Tangent of theta is 1/cotangent of theta, or cotangent is 1/tangent. They're reciprocal. So in terms of x and y, cotangent of theta will be x/y. So reciprocal of tangent is y/x, cotangent is x/y. Or the here going to be 2/1, which is 2. This is a question that we love. In this course, we deal with this all the time. That's what pulls me back to review this before I give you guys the exam. You need to be expert. I know this is brand new. You might be a little shaky to, doesn't make sense some part, but few questions like this makes you go, okay. Then we have to find for secant. So secant of theta is 1/cosine of theta. Cosine theta is x/r. This will be r/x, which is 3√5/6 is √5/2. Are you guys here, or
Yeah, we got that. I got that one.
what's happened to our window? Act strange today. Oh, here. So tell me, what is cosecant? To just let me have a good Friday. Cosecant of theta. Do you want me to extend the homework for you guys?
Isn't
Yes,
it? It's a
please.
Y.
Well, even the baby said yes. It was a little.
Yeah, I'm holding a baby.
That's the only time I can hear you guys, but that was surprising. Sure, Elizabeth, I will extend it to Monday or Wednesday night. My goal is that you guys understand this.